The only way to dispel darkness is by introducing light, so I'm stopping by today to help introduce a little light into your morning and to encourage you to do the same. Turn the light on for somebody today. Bring some light into their world. Let's cast out the darkness by introducing more light. Today we're looking at John chapter 6, starting at verse 7. It says this. It says, Philip answered him, 200 penny worth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, saith unto him, There is a lad here, which have 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. But what are they among so many? And Jesus said, Make the men sit down. Now there was so much grass in the place, so the men sat down in number about 5,000. We're reading here this passage of scripture that is pretty familiar to most of us. This is where Jesus multiplies fishes and loaves. This is where Jesus takes that little meager amount and extends it. But before the place that we started reading is this encounter with Jesus where the disciples realize that it's time for the people to eat, that they need to go somewhere to get food. And Jesus says, no, they don't need to go anywhere. You feed them. It's this pivotal moment where a decision has to be made. What are we going to do? So Philip begins processing and he begins counting the money and he says, we don't have enough to feed even a small portion of these people. How are we going to feed them with what we have? And Andrew steps up with this young boy, and this young boy is willing to give his lunch, and he presents this lunch to Jesus that Jesus then begins to multiply. Here is what I want to do for you today. Here's how I want to turn the light on for you today. We can make a decision to simply get stuck in processing, or we can present what we have to God for the purpose of Him blessing, multiplying, and doing much more with it than we could ever do. Here is where we live. We are people that take what we have in our hands and we begin to count it, and we see the limitations of it. But God is calling us, and He's wanting to use us in a mighty way that calls us to step beyond this to a place of presenting what little we have to Him so that He can use it for His purpose. Today, I don't know what is in your mind that is overwhelming you. I don't know what is in your hands that seems like a meager amount. But may I encourage you, why don't you present it to the Lord and see what He can do with it? You can either spend your time processing or you could spend your time presenting. Philip was so stuck on the little bit of money that they had in their hands that he was processing, how do we do it? But this little boy presents this little meager amount that he has in his hand, and Jesus does something miraculous with it. Today, you can make the choice to stay stuck in your processing pattern, or you can start to see God do amazing things by presenting what you have to Him. God will multiply. God will do amazing things with what He has placed in your hand. You just got to recognize that it's Him that's put it in your hand, and there is a purpose behind Him placing it in your hand. So you don't have to stick in that place of just trying to process how to make it happen. You just simply have to present it back to Him, and He will take what you've presented to Him and use it for His glory. Be encouraged today, because what you have in your hand is not too little, it's not insignificant, it's not insufficient. What you have in your hand is the beginning of a miracle, is the beginning of something amazing if you'll present it to God. Hey, take some time, comment, post, repost, share, make your own post, do all of that. Let's introduce some light into the darkness all around. God bless you. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.